Hi guys, my name is Peter and welcome to a new video. So in this video, I'll be talking about AWS CloudWatch event. So if you don't know, CloudWatch is basically an AWS service that helps us to monitor our AWS resources, and also it provides various insights or metrics regarding these resources. So in this video, we will be creating a CloudWatch event that is used to reboot an EC2 instance once in every day. So for this video, you will need an EC2 instance, a Lambda function, and of course, a CloudWatch event. So let's get started. So let us start off by creating a new Lambda function. So I'm going to open up Lambda in a new tab. And in the Lambda section, you need to direct to the functions area. So click on the functions area from the left panel, and you'll be taken to this particular page. From here, click on create function. And here you need to provide a function name. So I'm going to name it as a reboot function. And the runtime is going to be Python. So I'm going to select Python 3.10. And from the permission section, I'm going to leave the execution role to create a new IAM role for Lambda with basic permissions. So rest, I'm going to leave everything as default, and I'm going to click on create function. And this is going to create a new Lambda function for us. So as you can see that our reboot function is all set. So if you scroll down to the code source area, let us replace this with our own code. So this is the code that we are going to use to reboot our instance once in every day. So let me give you guys a basic overview of what this code means. So this is the entry point of our code. So here we need to specify the instance ID of which instance that you want to reboot. And in the second line, we are using Boto3 client. So here what it means is that we're going to use an EC2 instance, and the region name is also specified right over here. And after that, we are going to reboot the instance. Again, we are going to use EC2 underscore client dot reboot instance. So reboot instance is basically an operation that can be performed on instance. There are various other operations, like you can start an instance, you can stop an instance, terminate an instance. So there are variety of operations that you can perform on instance using Boto3. So in this video, we are going to reboot an instance, and here we are basically providing an instance ID. So you can have not only one, you can have multiple instances. As you can see that this is a list, so you can have multiple instance IDs and you can perform various operations on that. So if I move to my EC2 management console, you can already see that there is an instance that is already running. So let us simply change the reboot instance to stop instance. So because rebooting an instance is quite a fast process, you won't be able to visualize that. So let us simply change that to stop instance, and I will click on deploy. So I'm doing this just to show you guys how the entire code works. Then let us click on test, and I'm going to name my test as test function, and let us click on save right over here. And if you notice, our instance is currently in the running state. So I'm going to click on test once again. Before that, we need to fill in the instance ID. So I'm going to click on my instance right over here, and I'm going to copy the instance ID from here, and let us paste that right over here. All right, now let's click on deploy once again. And once the function has been deployed, let us click on test. So you can see that there is an error message stating that you are not authorized to perform this operation. So the reason is that we haven't provided the permission. So for that, let's click on configuration. Let's click on permissions, and here under role name, click on the reboot function role, and that is going to take us to the IAM section, where we need to provide the EC2 full access policy to our Lambda function, because as of now our Lambda function do not have the permission to access the EC2 instance. So from here, click on add permissions, attach policies, and let us search for EC2, and let's provide EC2 full access permission. Let us select that and scroll down and click on add permissions, and just like that, we have provided the EC2 full access permission to our Lambda function. Now let's go back. Let me refresh it once again. Now let's click on code and click on test once again, and now you can see that our stopping instance request has been successful. So if I go to my EC2 management console and if I refresh, you can see that the instance state is currently stopping, which means that our code is working perfectly fine. And I hope that you guys got a basic understanding regarding how the entire thing works. Now I'm going to change the code back to reboot instance, and I'm going to deploy it. And now it is time for us to configure our CloudWatch event. So I'm going to go to my management console. I'm going to search for CloudWatch. Let us click on the CloudWatch option, and that is going to take us to the CloudWatch section where we are going to create an event rule. So before that, let me start my instance. I want to start the instance. All right. Now we are in the CloudWatch section. So in this left panel under the event section, we have got an option called as rules. So let's click on that. And here we have no rules as of now. So I'm going to click on create rule. And here we can select an event source. So here I'm going to click on schedule because we want our AWS Lambda function to be triggered once in every day. So I'm going to change that to 1. And I'm going to select day from here. So you can also add a cron expression. For example, if you want your Lambda function to be triggered at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. every day, you can specify the cron expression as it is required. So for me, I don't care when the Lambda function is triggered. I just want it to be triggered once in every day at any time. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And under the target section, I'm going to click on add target, and I'm going to select Lambda function from here, and the function that I want is my reboot function, and that's it. I'm going to click on configure details now. So I'm going to name it as reboot instance event. That's it. The status is enabled, and I'm going to click on create rule, and just like that our reboot instance event has been created. Now if I go to my Lambda function, and if I refresh it, you can see that a CloudWatch event has been linked to the Lambda function. So if I go to the monitor section right here in the Lambda, you can see the CloudWatch metrics right over here. So all the data will be populated as time passes. So if I click on view CloudWatch logs, you can see that various logs right over here. So if I click on one of them, you can see the instance start request has been provided. So based on what happens, like whenever our CloudWatch event triggers the Lambda function, you can see the corresponding log right over here. So everything can be tracked right over here in the log section. So you can see all these logs based on the operations performed by CloudWatch event. So that's it. This is how you can basically create a CloudWatch event for a specific use case, like rebooting an instance every once in a day, and based on your requirement you can customize the Lambda function, and that's it. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope that you guys found a basic idea regarding how you can configure a CloudWatch event. If you have any queries, you can let me know in the comment section, and that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.